So, a very good afternoon to all for this day 3 session 2, a 5-day online international workshop on role of artificial intelligence applications to emerging technologies. So today we have a resource person, so Vikas Gupta Garu, is a managing director, Accenture, Denmark. Today's topic will be on AI in engineering, intelligence systems across disciplines, how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing. I take this privilege to introduce our today's resource person, Mr. Vikas Gupta Garu. Vikas sir is an EMEA Life Sciences lead for technology. He is life science and healthcare enthusiastic, including the industry's convergence, who focuses his professional life on a large-scale organization transformation initiatives with a focus on corporate business unit, cloud and technology strategy, and transformation projects. Is broadly experienced in energetic and passionate an IT and life sciences leader with demonstrated success planning and managing large-scale complex multi-tower technology delivery teams of 1,000 plus people working across multiple countries and regions. As managing director in Accenture Life Sciences practice, he has 20 plus years of experience in technology, delivery, IT transformation, and client account leadership. Sir, we, are- we, we have a great pleasure to have you here, sir, for today's session in our workshop. Now I request Vikas Garu to hand over the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavna. Thanks a lot. Hello, everyone. So it's a pleasure to be here. So I come from a place called Rohtak in Haryana. So I have done my engineering in India. So I have studied in my local city, and also engineering was I was lucky to have it in the same city. So I came out of my home at the age of 21. I think I was also a bit youngest when I started and did my engineering. And from there, I joined Tata TCS, and for 10 years. So I went to Switzerland in the second year of my career, and since then I'm in Europe. So currently in Germany. So Bhavna mentioned Denmark, but maybe because of DE. So I'm in Germany. Here in Frankfurt, I'm working for Accenture, and happy to speak to many of you, some of you, about this topic. I know it's not a new topic, it's something we all are living through. So probably I will encourage a lot of dialogue. I have put in some questions in between so we can speak. If you want to unmute yourself, if you want to use chat, if you want to raise hands, so that's something that we can use. Yeah, so that would be my recommendation to for me to know you, right? I do not know um, the audience very well. So for me, it will be important that you participate, and it's not a one-way session that I come and tell you something about AI. I think you know about AI, and I think you know a lot about AI. You are students, right? So there are a lot of students here, some professors and teachers. So I think the knowledge is all about sharing. I also want to learn something today. I want to tell you something from the industry, right? So this is something I always say. I also speak here in Germany in 6 universities. So the very job of university is to share the education, to impart the education, to distribute the knowledge, right? And the this is the job of education. Sorry. And the job of industry, where I belong to, is to protect the knowledge, right? So I'm in Accenture. My job is to protect it, to copyright it, and to sell it to client at a particular price, right? So we have very different sets of knowledge, right? You have knowledge and you want to distribute it. We have knowledge which is very deep into a particular sector, right? I come from healthcare, life sciences background. My clients are making medicines. They are making drugs in pharma space, and we have deep knowledge of those characters, those use cases. and we will talk about some of them today. And by nature, we protect this knowledge. So I really like these sessions where we can exchange and talk about knowledge, and where we can exchange information and exchange the ideas. So that's about me. You can find me on LinkedIn, right? So happy to connect there, right? So, and thanks, Bhavna, for this session. I really cherish speaking at these events, and also if it works, I would also like that we can continue in one or the other form. So it's easy. I'm sitting at my desk in my home office in Germany, here in Frankfurt. So it's very comfortable for me. So I think this is also a very good setup from my sense. So then, starting off to our session, AI in engineering, and we will talk about revolutionizing the different branches. I hope I did not miss a branch. So computer science, electronics, electrical, IT, and mechanical. So you all know that this is AI is already transforming all these disciplines, right? And what we try to do today is to highlight how AI is revolutionizing these fields and how it is making processes more efficient and innovative. And as we delve into this topic, we consider the implications of AI on your specific area of study and future career, right? So I think this is also something that I want to gather, right? That you have something to use after this session, right? So let us explore the exciting advancements and opportunities that AI belongs to the engineering. So for that, this is my first question. Like I said, there will be a lot of dialogue. So this is my first question to you. How do you use AI in your daily life? So please use chat. Please use unmute button if you want to speak to me. And I would like to see some answers on how do you use AI in your daily life. Do you use AI? Sensors, exactly. Anything else? Think about what is near you. Chat GPT, exactly. Chat GPT is using AI. Thank you, Sarika. What else are we doing with AI? Alexa, absolutely. Gamma, healthcare. What about your phones? Maps, exactly. Maps, robotics. In your phones, do you use AI? Cursor AI coding. Thank you. Shopping, exactly. Even if you don't want to, you think about something. Has it ever happened with you? You think about something and your phone starts showing all the advertisements. You talk to your friend about the nice shoes, and then your phone is filled with shoes and shoes and shoes and shoes. Exactly. Document drafting, very good. Are you using Copilot, Sridhar? Or ChatGPT, probably one of them. Yeah, absolutely right. All of them are using. We can discuss whether Alexa is better than ChatGPT or the others, right? Siri is still slow. Apple is a bit slow on this whole AI concept and the AI thing. But this is where we see AI in our daily life, right? That we are using, and that we see that that is causing some changes, right? So thank you for playing with me. And like I said, so this will be a bit of interactive session, and I would really like that we can keep it like this. So moving on to the objectives. So today we aim to understand the essence of AI, its transformative nature on various engineering branches, and explore interdisciplinary applications. So when in the same thing, you will use AI in more than one fashions, more than one sense. Additionally, we'll also look at potential career path in AI and discuss how to embark on this journey, right? So the idea is by the end of the session, you have a solid grasp of AI's relevance and opportunities for you as engineering students. So anything else that you want me to cover? Just to ask also the expectations. Anything else that you want to listen today that you want me to cover today? So if not, then a quick audience poll. Can the faculties just raise your hand in Google so I know how many faculties have joined? I know it's a student plus faculties mix. Can I just have a poll? How many faculties are there? One, two. I hope a sum in 50. 1, 2, 3. I think there are some more. Okay. Okay. So at least 3 of you. Yeah. Thank you for joining. So then I have a bit of flow now. Okay. So now we speak about objectives. So then let's move on. Then we will keep talking. What is AI? What do you think about AI? What does AI do? What is AI? When you say this is AI, when we use Alexa, then most of the panel on faculty. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought there are also some students. Okay. Sorry for that. So what is AI? What do we think is AI? What does AI do? How will you say? I say 2 plus 2, 4 is AI. Do you agree? What is AI? If you want to unmute yourself, if you want to write a bit, that would be nice. What is AI?
It reduces the human thinking.
It reduces the human thinking. Exactly.
It's
It
not
augments
thinking, not complete thinking, a part of.
a part of it. It augments, right? It augments, it prepares something, right?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you, Ravana. Any other ideas? LLM model to extract information from vast data set. Exactly. Prediction. It predicts the patterns. It predicts what can happen next. I give you an example. I go every day from my home to my office, and one day in the morning, Google Maps shows me as soon as I step out of home, I look at Google Maps, it says today it will take 10 minutes more. So that is AI, right? Google predicts that because I do this every day, I will also do it today, and then it does something on top of it, right? But AI is that part, that prediction part, right? Because Gupta goes from A to B every day, and he will do the same action next day, right? AI is predicting, right? So when two friends are talking about the nice pair of shoes, the brand name is there. Oh, you like this? Oh, I like this. Oh, this is costly. Oh, no, but this is good. And then your phone is filled with all those advertisements, right? So when you go to Facebook, when you go to Google, when you go to other applications in your phone, you have exactly those advertisements what you were talking about. This is AI. So the applications could predict, right? I mean, through this voice sensing mechanism, they could predict that this is what you want to buy, right? And then they go on and they give you something to work upon. So like they want to sell you this particular thing, right? So that is AI. So going into detail of understanding AI. So AI, we can understand it in various forms, right? I mean, this refers to simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, right? Especially computer systems. It involves learning, reasoning, and self-correction, right? It is not perfect, right? I mean, it tries something and then it predicts something, and every time it gets better, right? I give an example of Alexa. When we brought it here in Germany, it was still very limited set of languages, right? And then English was not so good as the German, and then Indian English that we use at home, right? Our accent is different than the US English or than the UK English, for example, right? So that is also different. And then we mix English and Hindi, right? A lot, right? So that brings another flavor. And we could see that over months, Alexa could cope up with us. Alexa could learn with us, right? So that's the process of learning that is there already embedded into it. And key applications of AI include machine learning, natural language processing, and robotics. So how does Alexa reply and understand what you say is called as natural language processing. This is the natural language that we use, right? NLP. And this is what it processes and then gives you a response. You ask them to play a song, you ask them to shut down the door, right? You use an automatic device, switch on a washing machine if it is equipped with Alexa, and so on, right? So what AI does is it aims to create systems capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and language translations, right? I mean, all this is what where AI helps us in our daily lives, right? We spoke about some examples. So ChatGPT, Tesla is a very good example, right, of AI, right? I mean, how it drives and the self-driven models in US and Canada, right? So you are allowed to switch on Tesla self-driven path for some time. The roads are very structured and the driving rules are very strict, and Tesla can drive in those environments much more than currently in an for example on an Indian street in my hometown. Probably I don't know if Tesla would be so successful. CD, right? All of these illustrate AI's practical applications in our daily lives, right? So the idea is that they can do tasks that humans do, right? And then there are different degrees, right? It starts with narrow AI, which means you do a specific task. Then the second is general AI, which aims for human-like cognitive abilities. And the third one is super intelligence, where it surpasses human intelligence, right? So that is something that is still in building. And in some or the other cases, there are wins where we say that yes, a supercomputer has now done a calculation which is faster than human mind, but it is not yet at scale, right? So this is something that is still ongoing, right? So that is something I can already tell you now. So moving on, this sounds very fancy, the whole AI thing. What do we think? When did this begin? Did this begin with Alexa? Did this begin with Siri? When did the whole AI topic begin? Just give me a year. So 2024, 25, 2020. Just say something. No answer is wrong answer. I would really like that you can you participate. Just say something in the chat, right? So 1947, 2000, 2020, 1980. Which year do you think AI began? We all think it's recent. So is it very recent? Did it begin in the 21st century or did it begin before? 1990? One more guess? 56. Very close. Anybody else wants to guess? So 1950s, right? So this was the famous Turing test. I mean, you guys come from engineering, so maybe I don't have to tell you about Turing test, but that is very first application of Yes. Thank you, Dr. Ajay. 1950. So the Turing test is the where we say that it already laid the groundwork of machine intelligence. In 1980s, we saw the rise of expert systems. While the 2000, while we go towards that, then we heard the terms big data, right? Large data, big data, machine learning. And today we are already witnessing the advancements in deep learning, Gen AI. These are pushing the boundaries of what machines can achieve. And understanding this evolution also helps us to appreciate the current capabilities, right? Look where we have reached, right, in all this time. And now the graph is exponential, right? So the recent breakthrough into natural language processing and autonomous systems that really, takes the thing to a complete different level, right? So I mean, this sounds like a lot, right? And now the question is, what do you look forward to, right? So, what excites you most about AI? When you think about AI, do you have a wish that AI can do, right? So what excites you when you think about AI? Is there something that you think like, can we do this or that particular topic? When you use Alexa, when you use Siri, right? When you use something else in AI, right? On your phones, on your Facebook, right? I mean, when you are using this, when you're experiencing this, when you are on Amazon, it's always showing you more and more. This you should buy. And there is a famous saying that on your birthday, if you want to know what you want to buy, what is a good gift for yourself, then Amazon app can help you better than your wife or your husband or your parent, right? So these apps, your phone know you better than your spouse and then your friends and then your family, right? So I don't know how true is that, right? Try that on your birthday, right? Go to the Amazon app and see whether it gives you birthday suggestions that you really like. But what excites you most? Does it excite you? Does it scare you? What comes to your mind when you think about AI? Something about jobs, about career? Does it feel like change? Do you see anything around you, like you are when you are teaching? Do you see the way it's making easier? Yeah. Do you see students using AI? Do you see a lot of thesis coming out of ChatGPT? Yes, you see that. Yeah. I'm sure, right? That's another challenge, right? I mean, how do you make sure that students are doing hard work and then so that can be a point about excitement that how can AI regulate itself, right? Probably, right? So just thinking about it, right? So how can AI regulate and tell us that what is done by AI, right? In terms of photos, videos, thesis, right? So moving on. So looking at the exciting use cases of AI that is coming into the market, that is coming into the system, and this is something that we are experiencing, right? Our clients are asking us, right, in Accenture, that what can you do, for example, in various fields such as healthcare, finance, and engineering, right? So it helps us to uncover novel applications and improve existing processes by leveraging AI's capability. So we use data analysis, predictive modeling, and automation, and we have to often collaborate between different disciplines, right? So when we are talking about that, right? So let's talk about them briefly, right? Healthcare, right? So in terms of diagnostics, right, when a person has a particular type of disease and the doctors are not able to find the real even the disease identification, right? So the disease identification is becoming tough because we are talking about more and more extreme use cases, right? I mean, it's not only about fever or diabetes or about the common illness, right? When you go inside very typical field of cancer, right? Most of our clients are into this field. It's called oncology, And to find out about a particular form of cancer, you need those diagnostics, those AI, right? When you put the X-rays or the imaging, whatever source you have received, and think about, you can compare it with the all the patients of last 50 years. Think about it, right? So there is a new patient and you do not know what treatment to be done, right? What is the specialized treatment? And if you can map this patient's symptoms, or what you see in the imaging, with anybody who has had any cancer, for example, brain cancer, right, in last 50 years. Think about such imaging technology and doing it human way, manual way, and doing it with AI, right? So you can imagine this is not even possible human way, because with AI, everybody can have their thing in their own database, and then we can say, okay, this is ours. Can you map and tell us yes or no, for example, right? Nobody will probably share the data, and with human, you can probably do for 3, 5, 10, 20, 100, right? Not more than that. And there are chances of error. With AI, not so much, right? The second application is patient care and personalized treatment plans. The diseases, like I said, are becoming rare, so our health treatment is getting advanced. People are living longer, and this also means that we have more diseases towards old age to be treated, right? Towards edge cases to be treated, right? And that is something where you need personalized treatment plans, right? The same medicine is not true for two people. I give an example. We got this blood sugar testing device you can use here for a week, right? So me and wife, we used it as fun activity for our family. So our parents are diabetic, her parents as well as my parents. So we said, okay, let's check how we are to certain food items, right? And it was very interesting. We had a coffee made with the coffee stick, right? So you put it in hot water, and my blood sugar went to 150, and my wife's blood sugar went to 120. What I want to tell you with this example is, and I'm very passionate about health and healthcare. What I want to tell with this example is, this means personalized treatments, right? Personalized care, because I mean, currently we both are safe. We are, right, not diabetic, right? But we know that parents were like this, grandparents were like this, right? So we have to take care, and we react differently to the same substance. It was such a profound learning for us as family, right? That we found it very interesting. And think about use of AI in such a case, because the doctor would prescribe the same thing to both of us, right? If we have a problem. So very, very interesting, right? AI in finance, right? So here we are talking about predictive modeling, fraud detection, and automated trading. So this, you see that, right? So all the trading is happening on apps now, right? So no more on the papers. All of that is gone. And how do you detect in such a case if there is a fraud happening? If somebody has put bots to buy shares of a particular company in lots, or to sell the shares of another company, right? I mean, all of this is fraud detection, and the system is supposed to find this, right? And whether there is automated trading happening and so on. System is supposed to find it, right? On the positive side, the use is predictive modeling. If this particular share is bumping like this and this and this, then how would it develop in 3 days, 3 months, 3 years, right? I mean, all of this logic is failed with the current geopolitical drama in US about tariffs, right? But I'm talking about normal times where AI can be useful. Then AI in engineering. So we'll talk in detail about that, right? So in terms of the design processes, predictive maintenance, and automation, driving efficiency, innovation in various projects, right? So this is something where we already use AI. For example, predictive maintenance, right? So where you can predict based on the faults that happened in a particular plant, in a particular machine, right? Based on the faults that have happened in last time, you can now predict when the fault will happen next time, how much time will it take, what resources it will need, and you can pre-fix that, right? So I'll show you an example of that. And then interdisciplinary collaboration, where you use all of them, many of them together. For example, a Tesla is not only mechanical or computer or IT or electrical, right? I mean, I think it's everything, right? For example, a smart city, right? So how do you use various branches, various disciplines together, and how do you use the AI use case for all of them to be explored in the common sense, right? So with that, moving on to our next poll. What careers do you think of when you think of AI? So when you say AI, so what is AI bringing as the careers, right? So what will be, like, the computer engineer is called computer engineer. When you study AI, what would this person be doing, right? So what can you think of the careers in AI field? If you say I'm studying AI, I'm a student of AI, I'm learning machine learning, I'm learning data science. What would be the careers? When you get a job, what would you be called? What would your students be called when they learn AI? What can they become? What kind of work will they be doing? So I gave a bit of answer in the end. So data scientist for sure, right? I think it starts with that, right? So you the students will get a lot of jobs in data science. This is one field which will work for next 20 years. So if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what to recommend, yeah, thank you for the comment, right? Data scientist, exactly, that's a very important one. So they will be analyzing complex data sets to develop actionable insights, right? From data, you generate insights, right? So the data has no color, right? Data is data, right? And then how do you get actionable insights out of it? How do you get algorithm out of it, right? So why are these smart watches very useful? Why do we pay from $100 to $1,000 for smartwatches? Because they convert data into insights, right? Data you have, right? You have the data about different figures and so on about your health, right? And then it tells you that currently you have 1.5 degrees more skin temperature. Your breathing sounds heavy. You need a break. You did not sleep enough last week, right? That's the insight that comes out of it, right? Next will be machine learning engineer. So machine learning engineer, they design and implement machine learning models. Python is a very famous one. If you have a kid who is 10, 12 years old, then please see if they have affinity for coding. Everybody will need coding, right? So I know it's a big statement that I'm making here, but everybody in future would need to know how this thing works, right? So I'm not saying everybody would need to do technical stuff, but those who can, I will recommend that they are more on the coding side rather than not, right? So machine learning will be very big hit. I mean, you can also do data science that doesn't need coding so much. AI researcher, this focusing on advancing AI technologies through innovative research, developing new algorithm and new approaches. And the AI ethicist. This one is my favorite. So when you do AI, how do you stay on the ethical side? What does this mean? AI is not good or not bad. AI does not do good things or bad things. The people who design AI do good things and bad things, right? And these people will not change tomorrow or after AI is there or so on. Right? These people are there, they were always there, and they will always be there. So AI ethicist means you will need to consider the ethical considerations of AI. If a company implements AI, and something wrong happens with that case, with that decision making, with something that happens, who is responsible for that? The guy who wrote the code, the guy who approved it, the CEO, somebody who made the policy, somebody who did not review, who, right? Somebody is accountable, right? I am sure you have heard of the accidents where Tesla was involved, and there were some unfortunate one where people were killed as well, right? And we have to find a way to be accountable as a society, right? So it's not about Tesla only, right? I mean, AI accidents are probably happening in every field, right? I mean, I'm not generalizing it, but I think they are more common than not. And then the question is, how to do ethical AI? This is a very, very big topic for us in the industry field, right? So the clients are asking, when their clients are asking, right? So it's very interesting and very important field. And this is where non-technical person, somebody who is good in psychology, in sociology, and so on, those profiles will have a lot of careers in future as the AI ethicist. So, and this was a short blick into the AI career paths. Moving on, why AI matters for all engineers. So as we see that AI is becoming increasingly important for all engineers, and we call it Industry 4.0. So this is characterized by cyber physical systems, which means it's no system is only physical system, right? Every system is somehow connected or getting connected or partially connected and so on, right? And this makes data-driven decision making very important, right? So it is important for the future engineers to develop AI as core skill, and because this will enhance their ability to innovate and to solve complex problems, right? Embracing AI will not only improve individual competencies, but it will also drive advancements across various engineering sectors, right? So this is very important. It is happening. The different companies, the different firms are looking at it, and they use it in different form and fashion. And they also expect that when they hire students, when we hire students, right, we look forward that the students come and tell us that they have experimented, they have learned, and this is how they want to use it further, for example, right? So it's very important that we also encourage it in the colleges and universities, that the students can experiment and learn the usage of AI as soon as possible. So with that, we come to our next poll, which is, I know many branches are represented here. What do you think, which branch will be most impacted by AI in next 10 years? Will it be computer science? Will it be IT? Will it be electronics, mechanical? Will it be IT? What do you think? Medical, mechanical, all the engineering fields. Yeah, absolutely. Other ideas? I give you an example before I give you an answer, and there is no good answer to it. What do you think of McDonald's? McDonald's is what company? If I say put it into an industry, think of McDonald's and tell me which industry does it belong to? Food industry, right? Fast food industry, correct? Go to McDonald's website, they call themselves a technology company. McDonald's says we are a technology company. When you think about Tesla, What do you think? Car, very fancy, electric, right, and so on and so forth. They call themselves an AI company. There's no mention of car. When you look at McDonald's, there's no mention of food. They say we are a technology company. We use technology. We have apps. We have now these machines, these self-serving machines in the restaurants, right? The whole system of how many burgers should go from New York to Bangalore and how much this raw material should transfer from A to B, and how should billing change the pricing and so on. How should they do their advertisement, in which area, in which sector, where should they open a new joint, where should they close one. This is all data, this is all technology, right? This is all prediction, right? And the answer probably is that AI will be used in all branches. I just want to give you example, right? I mean, we see that with our clients, right? So with Subway, we did a project as Accenture where we helped them enhance their sales by 10% in a particular country, right? I cannot tell you the country, but we worked with them. We looked at the data, and we work with them in their stores, right, on how we can predict which particular thing is sold more, so you can put more staff for that, you can have more raw material for that, and so on, right? And then we had a very interesting contract with them where we will get a particular percentage sales of the uh, of the overall increased sales, right? So that was very, very interesting for us also as a company. Yeah, so moving on. Now we go into each engineering, right? So I will start with computer science, then we will go into electronics, electrical, and so on. Very, very briefly, what will be the role of AI in computer science? We see we are talking about all the AI capabilities, right? So requiring human intelligence and so on, right? I think this is all computer science, right? Computer science is the heart of everything, right? If we talk about robotics, autonomous systems, right? We talk about natural language processing. There is a very famous video from Google where a person is using his um, AI assistant to order a haircut for him. I don't know if you have heard about this. This is already, I think, 1 or 2 years ago, right? So the AI assistant is calling a barber and saying, "Oh, can I reserve an appointment for Mr. Gupta?" And then the guy says, "Oh, okay, I cannot. Give me a second." And then the assistant says, "Mm-hmm." So it is resonating so well, and they have made it very, very fancy, and it generated a lot of scare among the general audience that this is really a bit close to reality. How would you ever know if on the other side is a human being or a machine, right? So if you've not seen, I highly recommend that you Google it and you listen to this one. You would really like it, right? What this is. So, I mean, that is computer science. I think we spoke about it the most. And in terms of tools, I mentioned Python, then TensorFlow, PyTorch. These are commonly used to develop AI solutions. And understanding these applications and these tools is crucial for aspiring engineers in computer science, I will say, because these form the foundation for creating intelligent systems that can learn and that can adapt, right? So if you put in your CV that you know Python, you already very roughly you are in an AI corner somewhere, right? So if you don't know where to start, Python is the way to go for students, right? So then briefly about electronics. What is the role of AI in electronics? Any guesses? We spoke about computer science a lot, but about electronics. Where will AI be used in electronics? Do we have faculty from electronics here? Do you want to guess? Do you want to say what you see? Any observations in electronics? And you can speak, you can unmute if you want, you can write. So in electronics, we will see that AI will be helping us in improving the systems design, right? System design is a very big topic, right? So in terms of improving the performance and functionality through advanced algorithms, that's going to be very important. Intelligent control and signal processing, right? So we had a project in Australia where the Australian government asked us whether we can help them in this project, right, about signal processing and how do you predict and how do you more accurately and efficiently manage the systems. You would also see in embedded systems, right? So NVIDIA is a company which is making a lot of mark. NVIDIA, right? So they are doing a lot in terms of AI and in embedded systems. What does this mean for us is every system is becoming a connected system. Refrigerator in earlier days was an electrical thing, right? So it has a thing you switch on, it cools and it cools the ingredient whatever is inside, right? It is not that anymore, right? I mean, a lot of electrical things are becoming electronic, right? So then now you have fridge with the chip, and that chip makes it IoT. IoT is Internet of Things, and now this fridge can talk and can tell you the temperature is not optimum. Can tell you the also in US, right? I've seen that in Germany. So that milk is not enough. So can we order milk via Alexa, for example, right? This fridge can be shut down if you want remotely through an app and so on, right? So this is all IoT, and IoT is where you need these chips, right? And this is becoming very, very important. There is a full war between US and China about these chips. So, and this is something that NVIDIA is doing, right? They are making better and better chips, right? So, electronics um, faculties would appreciate this discussion. So this is a full science. There is a book about this, The War of Chips, right? So that's a very, very interesting book, how US is playing to their strength and controlling any movement of chips to China, right? These intelligent chips that NVIDIA is making, right? So I find it very, very passionate, this use case. It can drive a lot of discussions in AI, right? So that's about electronics. And let's move on to our next engineering field, that is electrical. So what do we think can happen in electrical engineering? Any ideas from the faculties, from the students? Uh, we heard about computers, we heard about electronics. What do we think will be the role of AI in electrical engineering? We saw all of this predictive maintenance thing, right? So everywhere, right? So you can predict. What can you predict in terms of electrical? You can predict the faults, right? So you can predict if a grid is going to be off, for example, right? So that's something that is very important in certain parts where this is happening, right? So you can predict it and you can work towards it, right? So you can use AI in the smart grid management, right? So AI algorithms are getting already integrated into this topic, right? So smart grids are being developed to optimize energy distribution. This is a very important topic, right? So energy doesn't get lost in that sense, right? And with predictive maintenance, we can enhance the reliability of electrical systems, right? And also we see that in managing the renewable energy sources, this is used, right? So you can predict what will be, for example, if you're using a lot of renewable energy here in Germany, we see more and more solar being used, right? So ensuring a sustainable future for this, right? So these applications show advanced robotics that AI is also not far behind in any of those sectors, right? I mean, feel free to add. I mean, you are the experts, right? So, I mean, if you see more in one or the other sector, please feel free to add that, right? So, highly welcome. Moving on to the next field, which is IT. What will be the role of AI in IT? It's very close to computer science, but still, let's have a quick look, right? IT processes, right? So AI will automate a lot of IT processes. In IT, we will see in 3 years that probably juniors will not be having. They will have some difficulty to be hired, right? So people coming out of college, though they do easy jobs, simple jobs, repetitive jobs, and those jobs are the first ones that are getting targeted by AI, right? So from 0 to 3 years of the experience, right? The second application is cyber security. So AI enhances cyber security by detecting, responding to threats faster than traditional methods. They can predict what is happening in another part of the world, and then how do we stop it here? Analyzing large data sets for anything, and optimizing the IT performance. IT performance is becoming a very big topic, and this is something that AI will help us to manage. Moving on, mechanical. Any hints? How do you see mechanical field getting developed, or what is happening in terms of AI? We can use the same logic of predictive maintenance for sure, right? And enhance design processes, right? So with AI, this is all faster. Like you said in the beginning, that it can give you a draft, it can give you a template. Your thinking process is less used, right? You don't need to start from scratch. AI can give you a template, right? This is how a particular model could look like. So this is how a smart manufacturing site could look like. This is how a production facility could look like, right? You don't need to start from scratch, right? All those designs. Predictive maintenance in terms of the failures of the machine, right? It can predict improving maintenance schedule. If a particular machine is failing more often, then you can the AI will predict and say that you maintain that one much more than the rest of the plant, for example, right? I think this is already at use at some of our clients. Automation in terms of mechanical engineering and manufacturing processes to increase the efficiency. So this is something that is also helpful a lot. Now, let's talk about some interdisciplinary fields. So that means where we use more than one engineering topics, right? So we spoke about all of them separately. So we see that in autonomous vehicles, where we see computer science, electronics, mechanical, smart manufacturing. We just discussed mechanical plus IT plus electrical. Smart cities, where we use probably everything. So the idea of this is that we will not be alone, right? I mean, everything will be more and more integrated. We don't see that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, a fridge was a fridge, a car was a car, right? That was a mechanical topic. A fridge was an electrical topic, right? And so on, right? That is not happening anymore, right? The devices are talking to each other. You need interdisciplinary skills and knowledge to manage a particular system. Let's look at autonomous vehicles, right? So here you see that, for example, safety, right? So it should also, the car should be cyber safe. Nobody should be able to hack your car, right? What about you go outside for shopping, you come back and your car doesn't open because it's hacked. So your car is standing there, but and you can't open it because it's hacked. So you need computer science, right? About efficiency, all the fields of mechanical engineering you will need, and then how do you still make it faster and better, right? So that's autonomous vehicle. Briefly about smart manufacturing, we spoke about it, right? So how Internet of Things and design element, making a plant design before even starting the plant. You can have a full-fledged design work done on computer without involving any pen and paper. You can do all of that with AI, right? That's up to, I don't know, 50, 60% of the design work can be done there, right? And same about smart cities, right? So you see that there are a lot of examples in China, right? In their airports, they are using AI to enhance their infrastructure, right? We also see some examples in India, right, and also in other countries for sure, right? In terms of the traffic control, um, using the traffic lights which use 90% less energy than previous. There are traffic lights which can recognize public vehicles like buses and trams and so on compared to the private cars, and they will always give priority to them to pass versus the others. So all of this is done by prediction and automation and AI, for example. Right? So with that, I also took a bit of this approach like AI-driven innovation in India. So we also are not far behind. There are some countries which are not doing enough. But in India, we have the startup culture, right? And the students and IT and so on is very much in our blood, and the whole engineering. So there are a lot of examples. I didn't want to name any, but at least the sectors, so healthcare, agriculture, we use a lot of AI. We don't feel it because we are a bit far away. Probably I'm far away from agriculture. Nobody in my family is doing agriculture, but if you read, you will see that in optimizing the crop yields, monitoring the field conditions, predicting weather patterns, the AI is being used already. Right? Finance for sure, the kind of fashion we have for finance in India in terms of stock market and so on. It is used a lot, and government initiatives. So, in terms of promoting innovation and ensuring global competitiveness. Right. So now I wanted to. We are slowly coming to the end. So I wanted to also speak about the careers again, right? So that's what I promised, right? So we'll come back to this topic, right? So machine learning engineer, we spoke about data scientist, AI product manager, and the skills are Python, mathematics, domain knowledge. What does domain knowledge mean? If you're doing electronics, then how good you know electronics? If you know mechanical, how good you know mechanical, right? A car has to still work like a car, right? It is still a mechanical device. The fridge is still an electrical device, and then you add stuff on top. That's the domain knowledge, right? How good you know that domain? That is going to be very, very important in future. And there are some resources I mentioned here. They have free courses, right? So where you can go and you can simply train yourself in AI in your particular field. So I've not included those courses here, but there are free courses available from Coursera, from Google, from Fast AI, where you can go and train yourself in these courses. Yeah, I also thought that there can be some non-computer science students or faculties who can say, where do we start, right? So this sounds so techy, so technical, all of this, right? So, so how do we look at that, right? So um, my experience is that you can start with your domain knowledge. So if you are in electronics, if you're in electrical, you start with your domain knowledge. Go deep into your domain, into what does this particular sector do, right? But if you if you know very good about I don't know about signals, for example, right? In electronics, if you know very good about the mechanical engineering, that will never go waste. But add AI tools into it, right? So AI tools is like I mentioned, three sources. There can be more. We can go deep into each one of them one by one, maybe at a later point, right? So what AI tools you can use, right? What is it that is relevant for your industry? There can be interdisciplinary hackathons, right? So where a group of students, a group of faculties together can think about, okay, what about now a new topic, right? Where you can combine this industry and that industry. So a lot about ideation, about fascination, right? About fantasy, because that is where the innovation comes from, right? And you can also contribute to open source AI projects. What does open source mean? A lot of AI projects are showing the code like they are open source. You can see the code, how they are developed and so on. And there are few which are there in the market. GitHub and GitLab are the most famous ones where there are open source AI projects. So if you are into coding, then you can also think about that. So some more details about that. Programming basics. I am a programmer. I'm a fan of programming. I have two kids. One is 16, one is 10. I tell them that they should learn programming at one point. So I really recommend that this is done. It's not costly at all. Nowadays, everything is free. The whole internet AI has made education very democratic, so it's freely available. You go to YouTube, you listen to a nice video and so on, right? You join tech communities, right? You listen to the latest tech news, what is happening, who is doing what in AI. It's very easy. You go to your news app, whichever you listen to, NDTV, BBC, whatever, right? So, and then you say tech, and then you can have the news about the tech community, right? You work on real life projects for sure, right? So, and that's more possible in companies like when you have a job in that, or you can also do a demo project, etc. in university. Why not? And then you seek mentorship, right? You can talk to other people who have done it and who can guide you in this learning process. And we are done. So, Bhavna, we are done. Actually, my content is finished. So now it's time for
Yes, sir.
Q&A.
Yeah, yeah. So participants, if anyone wanted to interact with sir or ask any questions, you can go ahead, or you can unmute yourself and ask the questions, or you can post in the chat box.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi. Thank you.
This is Rakesh Patil.
Hi.
What are the basic qualities one should have so that he or she can be successful in AI domain?
I think open to learn. So, I mean, if you say qualities, I mean, I don't know if you mean quality or skills, right? So,
Skills, sorry, skill sets.
skill sets, yeah. So then data, a lot about data.
Mm,
Data science is a very big field. And
mm,
on Coursera, you find courses where you can start with the basics of data science. So
mm,
that is for those who don't want to do coding, right? You can go into the data science, right? So there is data science, data administrator, data researcher. So it goes deep and deep and deep, right? So data science, you start with data science. Those who are interested in coding, then there are coding tools. You start with Python, you go into Python AI, and then you go into the advanced Python skills and PyTorch and so on. And the third one is always domain skills, right? Whatever you are doing in your domain, then you see the AI tool for your domain. If you're a mechanical engineer, then you see what is AI bringing to your domain. There will be, for example, AutoCAD would have already AI features, right? So don't shy away, test them, try them, criticize them, tell them
mm.
what they're doing good, what they're doing bad, compare them. So that would be the three things that I would say. Rakesh.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
We have
Thank
a
you.
message in, we have a question in chat box, sir.
Sure. For non-technical subject people, what are the AI tools preferable? Yeah. So this is the same then I just mentioned, right? So start with data science. So you can choose what you want to do. Do you want to? Or you said non-technical, so coding is not an option then, right? Then data science. So the data science on Coursera, there are courses. So there are three levels, and you can start with the fundamental, then go into middle, and then go into advanced, right? So what is AI? AI simply advanced data, right? So I mean, AI is data. There is no AI without data, right? So how does Alexa tell us anything back? Because Alexa hears what I say and then breaks it into data. Oh, there is a question. There is a question mark. I said, play me my latest favorite song. Latest favorite. song. So first you go into song, then you see favorite, then you go. So that's the data, right? So you start with data science. You will know whether it's your cup of tea or not, whether you like it or not, whether you can do it or not, right? So that's one. And like I said, the other one is if you are non-technical, then you are something else. Who are you? Are you a mechanical engineer? Are you an electrical engineer? Right. So look into your field and then look at what is AI doing in that field. Right. Minimum is you can subscribe to a tech news. Right. In mechanical, if you're a mechanical engineer, you can listen to why Tesla is successful. What problems does Tesla have? You can look at why Volkswagen is not able to do what Tesla is doing, right? So that you can at least talk about that for 30 minutes without any problem. That's what I would recommend for non-technical subject.
Any other questions from participants? Please. AI simulation tools itself. In the chat box, they've given one question, sir.
Yeah. So can you name an AI simulation for which branch? AI simulation for which branch? Because it will be different for different branch. So okay. EEE. No, I cannot. I note down the question. Maybe I'll send it to Bhavna. Yeah.
Sir, in coming future, where AI is going to take into, sir? Like we are unpredictable. Actually, it's endless. What I feel so.
Yeah.
Uh, so where it is going to take in the coming years?
It's
We don't
very,
know what to
very,
predict. Also, actually.
yeah, yeah. That's a very, very good question. That's a very good question. So we don't even know what will happen. We don't even know how far it will go. We don't know what will happen. So only thing I can tell you is the world will not look the same. That's the only thing I can tell you. What does it mean? We will
Okay.
not study the way we are doing now. We will accept ChatGPT in 2 years. It will be part of our curriculum. And we will say, please make your thesis with ChatGPT Pro. Don't make it free ChatGPT. Accept it
Oh,
like we accepted calculators. Look at
okay.
30 years back, right? If I ask my parents, then calculators was a danger to the society. When
Yes.
computers came, they were a danger. Oh my God, now kids will not do mathematics. They will use calculators, they will use computers. What
Okay.
happened? Did we have any problem because we had computers or calculators? Not really. We had exams with calculators and we had exams without calculators, right? So we were allowed logbooks in certain things, we were allowed calculators in certain other things, right?
Yeah.
So we will find ways to work with AI is number one, is my feeling. Right. Second thing is this ethical AI topic will be very large, like security is today. Like when computers came, the question was security, right? Are they secure? Are they cyber secure? And that was a very big topic. As AI grows, the ethical AI topic will be big because then you want to be responsible. Like when Tesla unfortunately kills somebody, who should be responsible for this, right? And now think this for every company, every person who is using AI, right? Now the third thing I see is that it will be part of our daily lives, right? In your home, I have robotic vacuum cleaner, right? I mean, who's doing
Yes. Yes.
cleaning. I have washing machine which tells me that I'm done. I have fridge which tells me that the temperature is not ideal, right? You left it open. The fridge is open, right? I think this will become very, very, very common, and we will be dependent on AI. We are not yet dependent so much. I think we will be more dependent on AI, and the flaw of that can be that we disconnect from our loved ones. So connection will be very important, and the way we raise our families, especially the values we have in India, that may get at certain stage depleted. because you will spend more time with your phone, with your devices, with the AI around you, and you will find connection in non-humans, which may mean that we can deplete or move away from humans, right? So the kids who are not even born will see this there. They will have Alexa as a friend, right? When a kid is gone, look at it, to 1 year, 2 year, 3 year old kid, and they have Alexa. They talk to Alexa like a normal, like a pet, like a dog or cat in the house, right? Alexa, do this. Alexa, do that,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
So that that will generate some affinity. That Alexa will understand this person a lot more and like a family member than like not, right? So those are some of the things we have to be really careful, and we have to probably protect a bit. Yeah. So, sorry for philosophy, but I think that's important part of this. Yeah, we see a new question. AGI aid economical freeze of society. With AI matching human capabilities, rich will become richer, poor will stay poor. Do you want to explain your question, Usha? You unmute and please just explain.
Madam, Madam, are you there? You can unmute your mic and then ask the question. The sir is asking. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Not like I think I understand your question. So my personal opinion is that it will become the other way around. That sorry for the thing. Yeah. So my personal feeling is that currently computers has democratized science and studies. I know a student who comes from a village in Bihar who has only studied Hindi medium till 12th grade, and he found on internet that he can come to Germany. He applied and he got the admission. He sat into a flight. Of course, he took some loan or whatever, some help from his parents. And then he's here. He doesn't speak English. So I repeat, there is a guy who has till 12th class studied Hindi medium and found through internet that he can do Germany. Germany is free education, and he came here. So why I'm telling you this is that internet has democratized education and possibilities. Number one. Number two, Chat GPT is helping the generalist. I am a generalist. I am very good at certain thing in IT, and with the help of Chat GPT, now I can do two more things that I could not do before. Whenever somebody asks me something, I go to Chat GPT. I ask. I'm very smart. I learn and I apply this. So it is helping generalists to become specialists, right? So these examples I'm giving you to say that rich will not become rich. I do not think so, right? I mean, anything can happen, right? I mean, we have to, like I said, protect it from going to wrong hands. But a poor person's kid who has access to internet will have same opportunities in future which he did not have 50 years ago, right? He will have internet, he will have YouTube, he can make a podcast, he can make a, if he doesn't like his background, he can make a simple only voice only podcast, right? He can spread his ideas, he can write blogs, he can read, he can get a good job, right? That was not possible 50 years ago. For me, this is a very good example where AI can help us.
We
I
have
hope
one more question, sir. That is difference between AI and generative AI.
AI and generative AI. Yeah. So AI means you look at something and you predict, right? You look at data and you predict that now this can go wrong, this can go right, and so on, right? But generative AI does it goes one step further and it generates the next set of data, right? So AI means you give it 5 photos and AI says, "Oh, you always wear red color, you are always standing tall, and you always keep your hand here when you took pictures, and you are a family of 4 people." That's AI. Now, what Gen AI does is you give it 5 pictures, it generates 5 more. generative AI. It generates, right? So it gives you five more pictures, and it is so good already now that you cannot tell out of 10 pictures which one was original and which one is new. That's the difference between AI and Gen AI. It's really transformative, right? So you can go on your apps, you can create more pictures, you can create Genmojis in iPhones, right? So there is a functionality, and and there are pictures where you cannot see whether this picture is a real picture or not, right? So I think that's a very big difference between AI and Gen AI. Is AI dangerous? Like I said, AI is not dangerous. Human beings are dangerous. So, so I really think that we have good people and we have bad people. We don't have a good AI and bad AI, and bad people will code for bad AI. That is for sure. And we have been a very smart race, as a very smart generation, and I think we will keep protecting this from whatever comes, right? I mean, I don't think AI is dangerous. I think people are, and we have to protect ourselves from those bad intentions. And they were there when Ram Ravan fight was going on, or Mahabharata was going on, and or when India was dependent, or now. So I mean, there are good and bad people. There is no good and bad AI. Is my personal feeling.
Thank you, sir. I think you're all the way like clearing our doubts, whatever we have asked actually. Uh, Thank you so much, sir, because sir, that you have been patiently keeping on answering our questions, and also which was this session was very informative. That which part of AI, like which engineering branches have which type of applications, and how it is going to emerge. And once again, I thank you for accepting our request and taking all the way your time and giving us an insight to our participants. Thank you very much, sir.
It's a pleasure, and thank you for inviting me. Like I said, it's really I
Thank you
do it
so
with
much.
pleasure. It's no effort for me. I'm not I don't know, tired or whatever of speaking of 90 minutes. I really like to do it, and thank you for engaging. I know I pushed you to ask questions and to write in the chat, so
Yes,
thank you for bearing up with me, because that makes it a bit interactive, right? I don't want to do a
yeah,
monologue
yeah.
and speak.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
thank you for that, and like I said, it's a pleasure. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. We look
Thank you.
forward to such sessions in future. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you all participants. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. So request all the participants to fill the feedback link, which is given in the chat box as well as in the group. So good day all. We'll meet you tomorrow morning. Thank you.